Gary, Scott, Steve and Mike with a group of our other mates on our first season of powerbike road racing. I'm a builder, Steve's in the Navy, Scott, well, he does all sorts, and Mike's a brickie. He doesn't race but loves to watch and comes along for the crack. We don't have much cash, experience or mechanical skills, but we do have high hopes and we're all out to beat each other. The challenge is on. This is the plan for the year for the race meetings. I've got all the dates, Nogaro, and all the fixtures for the race season.
When you're on the grid for the first time, there's just nothing compares to it. It's absolutely terrifying.
It amazes me that they got the guts to do it.
There's going to be a few surprises.
We're off to France on Saturday for a week, down to a circuit south of Bordeaux, which is called Nogaro.
Hi, my name's Paul Wilson from a company called 100% Bikes. For the next 4 days, we're in Nogaro, the south of France. We're with Gary, Steve and Scott. Good luck, Steve, with the baby. We're here for 4 days of pre-season testing for the lads for their first seasons of racing at the North Gloucester Racing Club. Track days are becoming more and more popular, particularly in Europe. It's a much more relaxed atmosphere. The weather is generally much nicer. We get a lot of people now travelling from the UK down here to test for the start of the forthcoming racing season.
We are getting ready for the first session. A little bit chilly. Got the tyre warmers on, so if you won't get any slides to start off with, but these weathers don't feel very comfortable at the moment. Why is that? All the paddle feels in the wrong place. What's that? Get the old most important bits in the right places.
As the more draconian the traffic laws get in the UK and the busier and busier our streets and roads get, track days offer the ideal avenue for riders to explore their own abilities and the machine's ability in a controlled and safe environment of the racetrack. And we try to sort of break them in gently. We have instructors on hand to take them around, show them around and advise them. We have tyre facilities, mechanics and suspension technicians available to just help people. Most people, once they've done one track day, they are hooked.
Never ride on an empty stomach, mate. Yeah. That's it, all done.
Nogaro is a great track because it's a very technical. Most of the corners here are very late apex, which means you have to run in much deeper to the turn than you would normally on a lot of the corners. Corners at Nogaro link from one to the other, so it's important to get the corners right from the start.
Going too hard down the back straight on the front brake. I come on the inside of a couple of lads and apex it too early. A little bit too much on the front brake, low side of the bike. Front gear lever is bust, as you'll see, and unfortunately the rear sets, footrest there snapped off. We got spares, so we're okay. So this afternoon I'll probably take the R6 out, have a little go on that, see how I get on with that. Get this one set again for tomorrow properly now and get back out on it. As I always do, got a little bit too much adrenaline rush, and this is what happens. Brilliant circuit, absolutely amazing circuit, very testing. Probably dented confidence a little bit, but hopefully next session out I'll be back on it. But these things happen, I've done it a few times before, you know, I'm not to say I'm used to coming off, but I've had a few spills before, and I know I'll be back on the bike and I'll be up there again, you know, a couple of sessions in, so I'm not too deterred by it.
If you're coming into a bend from a straight, you'll be pretty much tucked in behind the screen, tucked in as much as you can, and going as fast as you can, obviously. And from a braking point, you have braking markers on the circuit, maybe 50 or 100 metres. You'll pick a braking point and then need to scrub off the speed to get to the right speed for the bend. So at that point you'd sit up out of into the airstream, which slows you down quite a bit, hit the brakes, and have to change down maybe 2 or 3 gears. And the other part of that is that the bike, the whole sort of attitude of the bike changes. It dips down, the front will dive, and then once you've done all your braking and your gear changes, you'll then tip the bike in. So it will, the turning point, it'll go virtually onto its side, and then you'll be able to pan round to the exit point of the bend, and where the rider will climb back onto the bike and pick the bike up out of the turn and then fire out and obviously try and accelerate.
There you go, yeah, what's that? Well, that's for plumbing. That's a scaffold spanner. Look it. Okay. 3 more of these are.
What we've done was we chased the pipe down to the fuel pump, wasn't it? Yeah. And we realised that it wasn't a fuel pump, but it was a little, what's that thing? A little on-off switch.
No, I'm going to call it a metal plate that'd be just right.
But it had on and off on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it's not easy. We gathered that it should be on. That's why they are when they start. And hey presto! Mechanic, see, this is what I brought him for. He's the best mechanic going. He knows everything.
Oh, yeah, okay. First session after lunch, set the standard basically, and then second session after lunch, managed to shave off a couple of seconds. The changes I've made to my bike have made it, it tips into a bend, the bike actually tips into a bend a lot quicker, and so I find myself nearly hitting the curbs, and a few times I've tipped into a bend and had to readjust myself halfway through, so I didn't hit the curb. So that was slightly off-putting today, getting used to that.
Yeah, Scott was doing quite well. I thought I was quite impressed with Scott. He'd done very well actually. He surprised me a little bit.
As I say, I was quicker today than yesterday, and hopefully with the weather holding out, I should shave off another couple of seconds, hopefully. And if I do that, then that'd be the target that I really want to achieve. I had a text from Steve saying that he had a problem with the baby, so a bit concerned about that, but heard from him again the same day saying that the baby's okay, and the mother, and he's going to stay behind now, it looks like. So he's gutted he's not here, but I suppose he's happy because he's got a baby and he's well as well. So we're all wishing him, the family, we're sending them best wishes. Because it's a holiday, there's a few beers, being drunk at night, probably a few too many, but that's why it's a bit slower in the mornings. All the guys together, having a laugh and a joke, talking about what we've done and what we didn't do, and yeah, just a general chit-chat and a laugh tonight. Be good.
I've got men's levers with a spare bit.
Just pissed it, just span up and went sideways. Yeah, it's only a scratch.
I don't want to say about this track, it's just awesome.
The corners at Nogaro link from one to the other, so it's important to get the corners right from the start.
As I always do, got a little bit too much adrenaline rush, and this is what happens. Brilliant circuit.
All the guys together, having a laugh and a joke, talking about what we've done and what we didn't do.
I don't want to say about this track, it's just awesome. I mean, every track's got its own pluses and its own minuses. Compared to some of the tracks I've done in the UK, I've done quite a few. This is up there amongst the top. Down the start finish straight. Braking into right apex. Little flick left. Power out of this bend to give it a good start down the straight. Throttle open, down a gear, chuck it in left. Looking for the next apex. You really need to power out this bend. Then hard on the brakes for a 180-degree bend. Keep it tight, as far to the right as possible so you can flick it in left. It's important to get out of this bend quick, because you're down a long straight next. Right down through. Reaching speeds of over 150 mile an hour. 200 marker, after that brake hard, the late apex. A flick right. Quick burst of power and hard on the brakes. Flick it left. Back on the gas. Now this is a long left-hander, so you have to flick it in hard. On the power early and get a good slingshot down the straight. Under the Dunlop bridge, hard on the brakes, and reach the final bend. A long right-hander, a double apex, and back down the start-finish straight.
It's very technical here. There's a couple of the bends I just can't get to grips with at the moment. I keep on running wide. I've been off the track a couple of times as well. It's just very difficult finding it hard on a couple of the bends. Yeah, it's not like any other track that I've been on. It's very technical.
Over the last 2 years, it's become apparent there's more and more ladies that are getting involved and riding themselves, where normally they would just come with their partners.
Came down here 2 days ago. First day, get a cold. Great. So I'm around the track. Need to stop every 5 minutes, blow my nose, do my hair and makeup. It's going really well. I'm just getting used to the bike. I've not ridden it for very long, and yeah, it's good. There's a bit of a limited market for women and small sizes, so I've got men's levers with a spare bit. Adrenaline going round when you're leaning around the corner, trying to get past someone. Well, I prefer to be smooth and make sure I'm on the right line, rather than, fast down the straights and then tootle around the corners. I try and keep a nice even rhythm going. They look twice, I think, when I go past, and I think some of them try and get me back again, on the next corner, but no, they're good. They look after you in the pits and fix the bits that fall off. I'm not at all mechanically minded, I just literally know where the petrol goes.
It's great. I've got much more into track bike riding than riding on the road. It's a lot more fun, and I'm really into doing learning how to corner and do the bends on a track. So it's like learning a skill like skiing or dinghy sailing, anything like that, where you've got to practice and learn how to do it. Once you get into doing it, it's a lot of fun.
It's a bit scary at first because there's so many men around, so you're in the minority, but give it a go.
I was coming out the corner and I was right on the slide and everything was on the floor, the footrests and the casing and everything. I was really chasing the guy. We were having a bit of a ding-dong battle and the back just span up and then it gripped and just spat me and it just went down the road. I went high side and up in the air and then land on the rumble strips. That was the problem, the rumble strips. The top and it just bike slipped down the road and I was over the rumble strips.
And how is the bike?
So I caught my finger on the rumble strips and
How is the bike?
And also,
it's okay, you know.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's only a scratch. That's slightly sore. Can I have a fag while you're doing this? Carry on.
Continuez comme ça, tant qu'il y est.
Just go boom. Just bomb on it. Right. Yeah, good. Bomb. Don't fanny around. Good. Sex is better.
Depends.
Ah.
That's what you call organisation.
Just give it a go once. Track days are not for everyone, but the majority of riders, once they've done one, they'll be back for more.
You've got to do Nogaro. Best circuit I've done.
Oh, look at that. Good as new, isn't it? Hey? Gotta save money when you can.
I've learnt a lot this week, I must say, both on the dry and in the wet. Big learning curve. I think I'll certainly benefit from this. So we've got now 2 weeks before we do our first race.
The Chapel dives underneath Dave Jones. That's not going to work, Mr. Chapel. Oh, yes, it is, says Mac. He pushes Dave Jones to one side. So Chapel leads it out from Dave Jones and Vance John and Darren Dauncey. Now the cream is coming to the top.
Took me beers last night.
I'm terrified now. Absolutely popping my pants.
I don't know what it is about North Gloucester. A lot of their riders like to fall off the track.